What's going on, everyone? It's Mike back again, and John has just told me one of the most exciting pieces of news I've ever heard in my life. John, will you share it with everyone? It's really important. It's massive.
So I found out last night, right, this is nothing to do with football whatsoever. A Cadbury's flake, I've just been telling Michael, put it on a plate in the microwave and just put it on full heat, whatever you want to put it on, it won't melt. Please put in the comments if you knew that. And if you didn't know it, try it. It blew my mind. Apparently, it's something that makes the ripples in the chocolate, whatever they put in it, stops it from melting. Please try it and let me know if it melts. It doesn't melt. It just doesn't melt. I'll bet anyone £20 now. If you can tell me and prove it to me that that flake's melted, sound the bets on.
And there you go. You are through to Blue Boys Network question time. Before we start this, guys, make sure you go and watch the preview that we did with Forest Fan TV, Wolfie. And we did a video on their channel, which has been really highly received. And for any Forest fans that are watching this now, just a big shout out to you guys, because the love I've received on that channel has been unbelievable, to be honest. So love you lots. Thank you ever so much for your support. I do hope we win, but I'm not confident about that, but we'll go there anyway. Right, John, Forest lost last week, third in the league, semi-finals of an FA Cup. What a season.
Mate, you know what? It's all coming to fruition now. You know, they spent loads of money. I think they bought about 3 teams over a transfer window or 2 transfer windows, got hit with a points deduction. But look what has come at the end of it. Notts Forest, it looks like, are going to be playing Champions League football. This goes back to what we said a couple of videos ago. Don't take no interest in PSR. Go into this summer, splash the cash. The 3 teams that are going to come up, Everton probably finish above them. Go splash the cash. And then hopefully, don't get me wrong, it mightn't do, but hopefully it'll work out in the long run of what's happened to Notts Forest. Notts Forest in Champions League. And you know what, mate? I don't mind Notts Forest. It's great to see a different team in the Champions League. And for the season that they've had under Nuno, who got sacked by Tottenham, and look what Tottenham are going through, I've absolutely smashed it. So before we get into the nitty-gritty on this video, I want to praise Notts Forest. Well done. You've done absolutely brilliant this season.
Yeah. And it's a big shout out to them, really. But I think one of the things we need to mention in this game is the fact that Ndiaye is back. We saw him against Arsenal. He is a danger man. He is a danger man, and we've saw it time and time again. But we do need more from the players around him. You know, we need more chances created. We spoke about it, me and you, the other day, about creativity. Forest's weak point is their midfield. So this is a game we've got to get our foot on the ball, play through the lines, play through the midfield. So does that come into your reckoning when you think about your team selection?
Well, we spoke about this on a couple of videos ago, with Ndiaye being in and around back the team, in the team. It gives everyone a lift, and he'll probably bring an extra 10% out of other players around him. There's not many players in the Premier League like Ndiaye, where he creates that many chances. He doesn't create many chances, but he's that skillful on the ball. And for the size of him, he's not easy to push off the ball neither. In my opinion, in this game, we've got to give him the ball as much as we can to create chances. I think he gives everyone a lift. And you say about Notts Forest midfield is their weak spot. They don't have many ball trackers in that midfield. But going forward, my God, going forward, Notts Forest are a great team to watch. I wrote some players down out of Notts Forest squad, so I'm going to reel them off. Start with the midfield. Gibbs White, for example, he went to Notts Forest. Everton were linked with him at the time. He's done so well this season for Notts Forest. Probably in and around their player of the season, in my opinion. We've got a centre forward in Hudson-Odoi, another one who's played in the Premier League, and then I think he went abroad, and then he come back to Forest, scores goals. Chris Wood, another one. They've got danger men all over the pitch going forward. They create chances. They score a lot of chances. But I think where Everton can get something out this game is if we can get the likes of Ndai on the ball and create chances through him and for him to run at them, because they don't have, we've got ball trackers, haven't we? The likes of Idrissa Gana Guy, Decore when he's on it. They will track the Notts Forest midfield going forward. They will try and win the ball back and put a tackle in. Defensively minded midfielders, Forest are very few and far between what they've got in that team. So I think that's where Everton will get joy in the middle of the park, with Ndai especially.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the stats, and when you look at, when you look at the stats and equally the players that they signed, the goalkeeper.
Well, sorry, just to finish my list off. They've got Alanga. He's another one. We signed him. João Silva. Is it Murillo? Defender. He's probably up there for their player of the season. They've got quality everywhere in every position across that team. Notts Forest have got quality, and you can see that quality is showing now with their league position.
Yeah, and when you look at the players that they've signed over recent years, the goalkeeper, for example, this season, Matt Sells, the guy's 33 years old. I hadn't heard of him particularly massively before he went to Forest. Yet he's sitting top of the tree on the most clean sheets. You look at the team, and you're right to mention some of the people you've just mentioned there. Chris Woods, 18 goals. Anthony Alanga, 6 goals, 8 assists. Callum Hudson-Odoi, 5 goals, 2 assists. Morgan Gibbs-White, 5 goals, 7 assists. Milenkovic, 4 goals, 2 assists. Jota Silva, who has literally played, how many appearances he made? 4 appearances. 22. I don't know. He's made either 22 or 4 appearances. I'm just looking at this. It doesn't quite make sense.
He's probably 22 years of age.
Say again?
He's probably 22 years of age.
He's 25 years of age, actually.
Oh, right, well.
And even the fullbacks are getting goals and assists. So when you look at the whole team, Nuno has turned a team that was fighting relegation into a team that can score goals from lots of places on the pitch. And that's where Everton have got to get to. I hate using this terminology that Everton are behind teams that were in the Championship 3 or 4 years ago. But we are. Villa were in the Championship 5-6 years ago. Forest were in the Championship 4 years ago, or whatever it is. Everton are where we are because we can't and we haven't been able to spend well. And we've had, let's be honest, the wrong managers in place to do it. Sean Dyche was Mr. Negative. Moyes, I think, is a different kettle of fish, and I'm happy with Moyes, albeit I do think some of the subs left late could have been better. But I feel like next season could be really key, and we keep talking about seeing this season out. We don't want to get peppered by loads of different teams, but I do think this is a close game. I think both teams work on the transition. I think both teams look to counter-attack, and I think the only issue we have is they've got they've got a faster counter-attack than we have.
I think when you look at Forest team and you compare it to our team, and then you look at Villa, who you've just mentioned, and we spoke about Newcastle on here. A couple of years ago, Newcastle, Everton, Villa, Forest, we were all sort of on a par. Them other 3 teams have just gone. They've just gone, and that's down to Everton's PSR restrictions and wasting money. And as you quite rightly say, we brought the wrong managers in. David Moyes is hopefully the right man to start playing catch up with them teams. It's going to be hard because when you look at that Forest squad, I mean, they have players on the bench, Michael. There's players not even getting in the squad who would walk into our team, and that is the difference. And you're quite right what you say. The transition from both teams is going to be key. Forest worry me. Going forward, they worry me. The defence and Jordan Pickford and our ball tracking midfielders that we speak about on here, Garner Guy, Takora, if he plays, they're going to have to work their socks off, them midfielders, especially to stem the flow of what is going to be on our defence, probably for the majority of the game. With the home team, they're going to have the crowd behind them. Look where they are in the league. But Everton have a chance. Everton have a chance. When you look at the fixtures that we've lost, there's not many in the last 12. The way we've been playing, the teams who we've put a good performance in against, this Everton team is capable of putting performances in. But Saturday is going to have to be one of them performances to get anything out this game.
And we have done that. I mean, we went to Arsenal and got a draw. And no disrespect, we saw what they did to Real Madrid the other night. We've been to, Chelsea, and we should have beat teams like Man United, etc., etc., etc. We've been to these teams and we've got results. But as you rightly say, I think our weak point is that base of midfield, the transition. I worry about them getting at the centre halves. In this game, I actually go fire v fire, and I know that sounds stupid, but I can't see how staying compact is going to help us win this game. I actually think we've got to be expansive. But
the thing is, Michael, Everton have got nothing to lose. We're safe. We're going to come up against a good Forest team. We have to let Forest know that they're in a game, and we do. You mentioned the players they've got all over the pitch, chip in with goals, and then you look at our midfield. How many players there you just mentioned their midfielders chip in with goals, chip in with assists? That's where
I've got the numbers.
Yeah, well, you can compare them in a minute. So a lot of this play, in my opinion, to get at Notts Forest is going to have to come through Iliman and Dye. There's no two ways about it. He has to start. We have to keep the ball well. Our midfielders have to work hard to stem the flow. I've just said that. Because if you don't, Forest will overrun you in probably 90% of the positions on the pitch. And they will. They'll overrun you. You've got to let them know they're in the game early on. We've got nothing to lose. You say it's fire v fire. Go for it. Just go for it, Everton. Just let them know. We've got nothing to lose, as I say. We're safe. Just get at them. Get the ball to Ndai. Make things happen. And whoever plays up front, try and get the ball, play it through the channels. We've seen it works. You mentioned the teams Everton have come up against lately. Arsenal, we got a draw. We go and beat Real Madrid 3-0. We played Liverpool. We got beat by an offside goal. Our goal, there was no lines drawn. Everton have put performances in against good teams this season. Good teams. And we're going to come up against a good team on Saturday. And I expect us to put a performance in again. We're not playing bad. We're not playing bad. We're not getting the run of the rubber off the green. Let's turn that rubber the green and then performances that we've had lately again into a result that we should have got from the likes of Liverpool and Arsenal, because we put performances in against good teams and we're coming up against a good team.
Yeah, I agree. Starting lineup for you, John?
I think it probably goes with the last lineup, to be fair, mate. I thought, we've mentioned Patterson in the match reaction and the debrief, done well at left back. Same back line, obviously same goalkeeper. Possibly take the core out. I think Alcaraz will probably give you more tracking back, probably put more of a tackle in. But apart from that, it's by the by, isn't it? We struggle for the wings, we're struggling up front. Whoever plays, we've got to get that ball. Play it through the channels, in my opinion. Play it through the channels. We've seen it work. We've seen it work. If Beto plays, I'd have no problem starting Chimiti. Me and you had a conversation the other day on the phone, Michael. Chimiti needs game time. He needs games. He needs minutes. I'd have no problem throwing Chimiti in on Saturday, starting with him for an hour. If it's not working, you bring Beto on. But we're not going to see what he can do when he's getting up to fitness if we don't start him.
Yeah, I go quite bold with my team. So here we go. Go Pickford in goal. If Mykolenko is back, because I don't know if he is, but if he is back, I'll go with Mykolenko at left back. I'll go with 3 central defenders. I'll go with Branthwaite, O'Brien, Tarkowski, and I'll go with Nathan Patterson at right back. I'll go with Ladrissa Garner Guy just sitting in front of them. And then I'll go with essentially a front 4 that can rotate, can move, can be nimble with the ball. Of Ndiaye, Alcaraz, Broja, and Chimita. Now, lots of people will say, Mike, where's the link between up front and defence? But I actually think I've seen enough from Garner this season to suggest that he can turn and carry a ball. And as long as he's got players like Broja, Alcaraz, and Ndiaye coming short to pick up that ball, I think we'll be more of an attacking threat. Do not get me wrong. We will concede playing that way. I'm not sitting here saying we won't. We will. We absolutely will concede playing that way. But I would rather, like you said earlier, what have we got to lose by letting off the handbrake a little bit? And mate, if we get dicked 3-0, what's the problem? We're not going to go down. Look, I'll be straight. I don't think Everton win this game. I don't think Everton win this game. And if I'm being honest, with the team that I expect Moyes to start, I think we lose 2-1. I'm not confident. I think on the transition they'll beat us with pace. And I think Chris Wood just happens to constantly score against Everton, which really rattles me. But based on the fact I think we'll lose 2-1 with David Moyes' side, go with something different. Go and win this game of football. Go and prove how good attacking was. And then when we get to that 60-minute mark, if we're in that game and we need something else, bring in Ndiaye into the middle and bring on O'Neill. Bring on Dwight McNeil, who is now back, who can now deliver those balls into the box. You've got 3 massive centre-halves to aim for at corners. Go for it.
I think McNeil's the sort of player we've been missing. I don't think he starts. I think he probably puts him on the bench. I'd have no problem. And I said this last match, the last match preview that we played, we had. Throw Brozier on the left, mate. He can cut in. I didn't know this, but apparently Brozier's preferred position is on the left.
Yeah, it is.
So have him there and start with Ndiaye in the middle to pull the strings. And as you quite rightly say, he's not going to tackle back. He's not going to run back and put a tackle in and quell their attacking prowess that they've got. But you've got the likes of Alcaraz and you've got Garner Guy. And I'd even go as far as saying, I'll probably get shot down for this, Garner Guy's probably the best midfield ball carrying midfielder we've got. Because, he can make a pass. He makes things simple. He will win the ball back and he'll come away with it and he'll carry it forward. You don't get that from James Garner. And it's funny, we're having this conversation now, and I'll say it again. You've been a big advocate of James Garner. He's not in your team.
No. And the reason is, John, because I've seen over the weeks that we've resorted to going back to a little bit of long ball. We'll stick 4 men up front, so one of them can either win the ball or challenge for it, and another one can go and win the second ball. And at least then, we're pressing Forest high up that pitch. The further back we press them, the more they can't get out and hurt us. So I know my team's bold. I know it is. And it's, I'll be straight, it's shit or bust. A lot of people will disagree with my team in the comments, and I'm absolutely fine with it. I'm getting used to getting absolutely rinsed in our comments at the minute. I had one person having a go at me earlier for saying we were lucky to not get fucking relegated for 3 seasons straight. Sorry, mate. I'm not being funny. Just go for it. Go and win this game.
It makes a change. You're getting the hassle instead of me. It's normally me. It's been me for a couple of years. But do you know what? You're quite right with what you say. if they hit us and we've got them 4 attacking players that you've named in your team, as soon as we get the ball back, we've got a chance to get it forward quick.
Yeah,
Bring
exactly.
it out.
Bro's just rapid, and he's not necessarily rapid, but he's quick and can carry the ball. He's
Skillful,
strong.
skillful.
Chimiti will keep the ball on the deck and can beat people. And you've got Alcaraz. It doesn't actually matter where you play these people because they all should interchange.
That team that you've said is a lineup that tells me we're safe. Just go for it. Yeah. Be bold. Moyes won't go for that. Let's be honest about it. He won't go for it. But what would be the point of doing a video if we can't give our team? Moyes probably won't be as bold as us, but if it was me in the dugout on Saturday, I'd go with that team all day, mate.
Yeah, and there you go. And instead, we're going to see Lindstrom, Jack Harrison, Decore, and Beto with James Garner supported by Larissa Garner guy, Nathan Patterson at left back, Tarkowski, Brantwaite, and O'Brien, and in goal will be Pickford. But why not just go for somebody else? I'd bring out Sketlenberg out of retirement. Fuck it.
I go for another draw. I go for 1-1, which I'm not being funny, mate. We can get a point from the City ground on Saturday. I'll be very happy because they're a very, very good team.
Yeah, and I'll take that as well. If you say to me right now, Mike, you draw 1-1, I'll take it all day.
Yeah.
I hate to say, I never like predicting defeats. I just think they're going to have too much for us.
We will see. You will be there. I will be there.
Yeah.
So
if anyone, right, before you start here, John, don't you fucking dare. If anyone sees me on Saturday, do not come and say hello to me. I love you. This is the only game I don't want you to come up to me. Okay?
Because he's not sitting with us. But I am. I'll be there with the 3,500 Everton fans or whatever it is. So if you do see me before the game in the ground, having a pint, come over, say hello, and we'll chat all things Everton and have a drink together.
Yeah, and after the game, you're more than welcome to come and say hello to me because I will be by the Everton fans, just maybe on the wrong side of the fence.
If you see Michael sitting, because he is quite close to the away fans, everyone shout, "He's a blue! He's a blue!"
Don't do it.
Let's get his head kicked in.
Jesus. Right, guys, look, we are leaving it there. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. We will see you soon. And yeah, look, as I said, don't say hello until after the game. And
we will try and get a news video out tomorrow. If there's anything flying around, I'm sure we'll find something. So lovely people who have been watching us lately when we've been smashing more videos out. We do appreciate it. Michael was telling me before we got 15 subs last night from him being on Forest TV. So the subs are still going up. Hit the like, hit the subscribe button, and we will see you soon. What he said, and then I was just double checking something. All right. Cool. Right, guys, what he said, up the toffees, keep smiling. Do you want the outro, guys? Do you want? No, you don't, do you? All right, peace. See you later.